All right, so you want to know about AI and SEO?
Yeah.
Well, get ready because we're going deep into Neil Patel's webinar, How to Rank on Search GPT and Other AI Search Engines.
Oh, yeah. He's got some,
Like, seriously good advice on how to, totally revamp your SEO strategy.
Yeah.
You know how fast things change online and this whole AI thing? It's like, it's not even the future anymore. It's here.
It's here. And Patel really hits on how search is so much more than just Google now.
Yeah, and he had some stats that, blew my mind.
Oh, yeah. That visual and voice search thing, that's a total game changer.
Right.
He said something like 10 billion Google Lens uses per month.
10 billion.
10 billion with a B.
That's wild.
That's how people are searching now. And AI, it's all powered by AI.
Yeah, so it's like people want answers, right now, and they want them visually.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if those, classic 10 blue links are going to, disappear.
That's exactly what Patel's saying. AI overviews, instant answers, that's the new battleground for SEO.
But then, doesn't that mean less traffic for websites? If everyone's getting their answers right there on the search page.
Well, it's interesting Patel talks about this because on the one hand, zero-click searches are going up.
Right.
But he also says overall traffic from search engines is actually still increasing.
So it's like a paradox.
Yeah, you got to be smart about it.
Okay, so what's the secret sauce?
Well, he calls it search everywhere optimization.
Search everywhere optimization.
Yeah, it means you can't just focus on traditional SEO anymore.
Okay.
You have to think about how people are searching across all these different platforms, like visual search, voice search, even things like ChatGPT search.
Right, and this is where his concept of GEO comes in, right?
Exactly, generative engine optimization.
Yeah, that one I've heard about it.
It's like,
It's a little fuzzy for me, though. Could you break it down a bit?
sure, think of GEO as the next level of SEO.
Uh-huh.
It's all about understanding how those AI algorithms work, what signals they look for,
Yeah.
and how to create content that AI loves.
So it's not just about keywords anymore, then?
Keywords are still part of it,
Okay.
but there's a lot more. Patel talks about two main ways to do well with AI search.
Okay.
The first is getting cited as a source.
Okay, so if someone asks ChatGPT a question and your website is the top answer.
Yeah, exactly. That's huge.
Just a super powerful backlink.
Right. And I bet that's why Patel's so into building authority and using Wikipedia.
Exactly. Wikipedia is the gold standard for AI.
Okay.
Super high quality, well-structured, and authoritative.
Yeah.
So when you have a strong presence there, it tells AI, hey, this is a trustworthy source.
Okay, so that's one way to win with AI search. What's the other way?
The other way is to be directly recommended by AI.
Okay.
So think about it. Someone asks their AI assistant for the best SEO agency,
Uh-huh.
and boom, your agency pops up as the top recommendation.
Wow.
That's incredibly valuable. Patel actually uses his own agency, NP Digital, as an example.
Oh, really?
Yeah, AI often recommends it as the #1 SEO agency, and that's not by accident.
Right. They've really nailed that whole authority and trust thing.
Yeah, so it sounds like it really boils down to building a strong brand
Yeah.
that both humans and AI can trust.
Yeah.
But with so much information out there, how do you even stand out?
Patel says content is still king, but it's got to be smarter.
Smarter content.
He calls it EEAT.
EE2.
Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness.
Okay, that's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
What does all that even mean?
Well, it means going beyond just basic information. You got to showcase your real world experience, your expertise, and build a reputation for being authoritative and trustworthy.
So you're saying AI can actually tell the difference between someone who's BSing and someone who really knows their stuff.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Right.
AI is getting really good at understanding context and nuance. And that's why Patel says to avoid content that's already everywhere,
Like banana nutrition facts.
Yeah, exactly. Who needs another article about that?
Right, you can offer something new and valuable.
Something unique that AI will see as wow, this is actually useful.
Okay, so high quality original content is key. What else do we need to know for AI?
Patel's big on long-tail keywords and conversational phrases, like how people actually talk and ask questions.
Right, it's all about search intent, figuring out what people really want.
Exactly. And this is where resources like AI Coach by Anil Nathu can be super helpful.
Okay, AI Coach by Anil Nathu.
Yeah, it gives you all sorts of guidance on AI search intent and creating content that works.
Sounds like something to check out for sure. This is
Yeah.
all so fascinating.
It is.
But I think we need a minute to let it all sink in.
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
There's a lot to digest here.
Welcome back. Ready for more AI SEO goodness?
Yeah, let's get tactical. How do we actually build content that AI loves?
Well, Patel says structure is super important.
Okay.
It's got to be easy for AI to understand, which, also makes it better for human readers.
You mentioned something about thinking like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, if a 5-year-old can skim your content and get it, AI probably can too.
So bullet points, short paragraphs,
Yeah.
clear headings, all that good stuff.
Exactly. It's about making it scannable.
And I bet internal linking comes into play too.
Oh, yeah. Big time helps users, and it helps AI understand how your content connects.
This is like building this web of knowledge on your website.
Exactly, a web of knowledge. And to give that web even more structure, Patel's all about schema markup.
Schema markup, that's where I start to get a little lost.
It can be techy, but think of it as like adding labels to your content.
Okay.
But labels that AI can read, you're telling search engines, hey, this is about this topic written by this person related to these other things.
So it's like giving AI the Cliff's Notes version of your website.
Exactly. The more you use schema, the easier it is for AI to understand your content.
Okay, but there are so many types of schema. Where do you even start?
Don't overthink it. Start with the basics: organization schema, person schema, article schema. Those are like the foundation.
Got it. And then you can get more specific as you go.
Right. And Patel also talked about crawler-friendly formatting,
Crawler friendly?
making your content easy for search engine bots to read.
So like clear language, short sentences, breaking up the text with visuals.
Yeah, it all comes back to scannability for both humans and AI.
Right, and that makes me think about those long tail keywords we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
We need to write in a way that sounds natural, but also keeps AI in mind.
That's the key. It has to resonate with humans first.
Absolutely. But Patel also pointed out that while informational keywords are great for awareness,
Yeah.
it's those revenue-generating keywords that really matter in the end.
You got it. Traffic is good, but conversions are what pay the bills.
Right, he gave that example about ranking for how to get more Instagram followers.
Yes, that might get you tons of clicks.
But not the right kind of clicks.
Exactly. You got to understand your audience
Yeah.
and the keywords that lead to actual business.
And I think that's where AI gets really interesting.
How so?
Because AI is all about understanding intent, not just matching words.
That's a great point. AI is getting better and better at figuring out what people really want.
So it's like SEO and content marketing are becoming even more intertwined.
Definitely. You can't just obsess over algorithms anymore.
You got to create content that actually helps people.
And when you do that, you're naturally creating content that AI likes too.
It's a win-win. So how do we even measure success in this AI world? What metrics matter?
Patel says to look beyond just traffic and rankings.
Okay?
Focus on the revenue generated from your SEO efforts.
So it's about tying SEO directly to your business goals.
Exactly, and tools like Google Analytics and Google Search Console can help you do that.
Track everything and see what's working.
Right, and with AI becoming more and more important, those tools are only going to get better.
It's like a whole new world of data. But before we get too excited,
Yeah.
I know our listeners want to hear about those other platforms Patel talked about.
Like Wikipedia, Reddit, Quora.
Yeah, he seemed really into those. Let's dive into that next.
Mhm.
All right, so let's talk about those platforms. Patel is so excited about Wikipedia, Reddit, Quora. Wikipedia kind of feels like old news these days, but he made a pretty strong case for it.
Yeah, it all comes down to authority.
Yeah.
Wikipedia is seen as this super trustworthy source, and AI picks up on that.
So it's like if you're on Wikipedia, you must be the real deal.
Exactly. And that can really boost your credibility with AI, lead to better visibility in search results, even getting cited as a source or directly recommended.
Okay, I'm starting to see why it matters, but creating a Wikipedia page, it's not exactly easy, right?
No, you're right. They have a pretty strict process, and not every brand qualifies for a page.
Right.
But if you've got some real notability, like being featured in the news or making a big impact in your industry, it's worth looking into.
Okay, so Wikipedia is for authority. What about those online communities like Reddit and Quora?
Right.
I get how they're good for understanding what people are searching for, but how does that actually help with SEO?
Well, Patel says it's all about tapping into real-time search intent.
Okay.
You see the exact questions people are asking, what problems they have, how they talk about your industry.
It's like market research gold.
Yeah, and it's not just about watching. You can participate too, provide helpful answers, become a known expert in those communities.
It's about giving value, not just like spamming your brand everywhere.
Exactly. And when you do that, you're more likely to get mentioned, get links back to your site, all that good stuff.
And I bet those backlinks from Reddit and Quora, they're pretty powerful for AI too.
Oh, yeah. AI sees those as coming from authoritative sources. It all adds to your credibility.
So you're helping people building your reputation and boosting your SEO all at the same time.
Exactly. It's a win-win-win. And it really goes back to what Patel was saying about AI changing the game.
Right.
We have to adapt. It's not just about keywords anymore. It's about understanding how AI sees the world and tailoring our strategies accordingly.
Yeah, it's a whole new way of thinking about SEO. Kind of overwhelming, but also exciting.
For sure. And remember, this is a learning process. Resources like AI Coach by Anil Nathu can be super helpful for staying ahead of the curve.
AI coach. Again, sounds like we should put a link in the show notes for that one.
Yeah, definitely. And Patel also mentioned something that kind of blew my mind. He said search engine volume is projected to drop by like 25% by 2026.
Wow, 25%, that's a lot.
It is, and it just reinforces that whole search everywhere idea. We can't just rely on Google anymore.
You get it everywhere.
Exactly. It's a whole new world out there, but I feel like we're ready for it.
I'm feeling pretty energized, honestly, thanks to Patel's insights and your awesome explanations. I think we're ready to take on this AI SEO challenge.
I'm glad to hear it. And remember, it's a journey. There's a whole community of SEOs out there figuring this out together. Don't be afraid to ask questions, experiment, learn from each other, and lean on resources like AI Coach when you need them.
That's great advice. So to wrap things up, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this deep dive into AI SEO?
I think it's this AI is here to stay. It's changing everything about how we search. And we as SEOs have to step up, understand it, and use it to our advantage. It's a challenge, but it's also a huge opportunity.
Absolutely. We got to stay curious, keep learning, and be ready to adapt because AI isn't slowing down.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And on that note, let me leave you with a question to think about. Patel talked about a search everywhere world. So what platforms are you missing out on? What could you be doing differently?
That's a great question. Something to ponder for sure. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI and SEO. We'll see you next time.